Hey guys, welcome back to Mr. Levy's Math Room. Now, we are going to be doing some more work on transposition of formulae or changing the subject of the formula. Alright, so changing the subject of the formula or transposition of formulae, same thing. Alright, so you may hear transposition of formulae or you may hear changing the subject of the formula. And so we are going to do just 4 questions on this, and so you can keep practicing, alright? So the first one we have is that says given that v equals pi r squared h, you have to make h the subject of the formula. Alright, so we have v equals pi r squared h, and we want to make h the subject. So it means that we need to get rid of pi r squared. Alright, we have pi times r squared times h. To undo multiplication, we divide. And so we are going to divide both sides of this equation by pi r squared. Alright, so let me write that. So divide both sides by pi r squared. Alright, and so we get one. So v divided by pi r squared equals so that's r squared equals pi r squared h divided by pi r squared, right? Now pi r squared cancel each other, so we are left with what? H equals v divided by pi r squared, right? So we can rewrite this as h equals v divided by pi r squared. Alright, so there we have it. So remember, when we're transposing a formula or changing the subject of the formula, all we're doing is moving the terms around to make the term they ask us to make the subject or to make it the leading term, right? So all the other terms will be equal to that term. So first of all, for this one, we just simply divide both sides by pi r squared, since we are multiplying right here, right? So we divide both sides by pi r squared, and that's it. Alright, now let's go to this one. So we have what? So make c the subject of the formula. C equals 2 pi, right? 2 pi r, right? And this we use to find the circumference of a circle, right? Okay, so let's do that. So we have c equals 2 pi r. Right? We want to make, sorry, this one is not right. So it should say make r the subject of the formula. Right? So r the subject of the formula. So it means we need to get rid of 2 pi. Alright, so to undo this, it says 2 times pi times r. We are going to do what? We are going to, very good, divide both sides of this equation by, or the formula, by 2 pi. So let me write that. So divide both sides by 2 pi. Right? And so we'll get what? So c over 2 pi r, or pi, sorry, equals 2 pi r divided by 2 pi. 2 pi's cancel each other, so we are left with r equals c over 2 pi. You can rewrite that as r equals c over 2 pi. Alright? So there we have that. Now let's hop over to this one. And it says we are to transpose the formula I equals PRT, so P times R times T divided by 100. Now this formula we use to find the simple interest, right? So you'd have met that, or maybe you will meet it later on. So interest equals principal times rate times time over 100, PRT, and we want to make P the subject of the formula. Or I'll say transpose the formula to make P the subject to, or for P. We can just simply write for P. For the formula for P. Make P the subject. Or try here. Oh, sorry. transpose the formula, I equal that for P. Alright? So we want to make P the subject. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of the fraction or the denominator here by multiplying both sides by 100. So let's write that. So we multiply both sides by 100. Alright? So we'll have 100 times I equals P times R times T over 100 times 100. Alright? Now, the hundreds cancel each other. So we are left with 100I equals P times R times T. Alright? Now, we need to make P the subject. So we are going to do what? We are going to divide. Very good. We are going to divide both sides of the equation or this formula by RT. So let me write that. I'm going to write it beside. So divide both sides by RT. Right? So we go RT, RT. So the RT's cancel each other. Alright, and we are left with what? P equals 100I over RT. Right? So there we have it. Let me just push it on a little so you can see. Good. So that's it. So P equals 100I over RT. Alright? Alright, I'm going to erase that so I can put this over there so I can get some more space. Alright, so I'm going to erase this. And this. Alright, so we are asked to make V the subject of the formula. I over V, or 1 over V plus 1 over U equals 1 over F. Now notice that we have what? Fractions. Right? And we want to make, let me just put this for V. Right? So we want to make V the subject of this formula. So we're going to transpose this to make V the subject. Now we have fractions. Right? Now when we are simplifying a fraction, we generally find the LCD or the LCM. Right? So find the lowest common denominator or the least common denominator or the LCM, and then we find, now in this case, the LCM of these fractions would be V times U times F. Alright, so V times U times F. Now, what we are going to be doing in this case, so we are going to multiply each term in this formula by the LCD. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. So let me write that. So multiply each EACH fraction by the LCD, the least common denominator. And we say the LCD in this case is equal to VUF. Right? So we're going to multiply each term by the LCD. So we'll have 1 over V times VUF. Right? Sorry, this is not V. VUF plus 1 over U times VUF equals 1 over F times VUF again. Alright? Now we can go ahead and we can simplify. So the V's cancel here. So I'll be left with what? 1 times UF. Right? So that would be UF. So that cancels that. Plus the U's cancel here. I'm left, and 1 times Vf is Vf equals, the f's cancel here, so we're left with u, say Vu, alright? So now we have uf plus Vf equals Vu, right? Now we need to group like terms, right? Now because we are solving, we want to make V the subject, so we're going to put the V's together, right? So we can simplify. So let's group like terms. So I'm going to subtract Vf from both sides. So let me write that. So subtract Vf from both sides. Right? So if I do that, I now have uf plus Vf minus, am I subtracting Vf equals u or Vu minus Vf, right? So the Vf's cancel here, so I'm left with uf equals Vu minus Vf. Now when we get here, notice we have Vu, two V's here, so we can factorize out the V's, right? So I do this, I do that, and I take out the V. Alright, so we'll now have uf equals uv divided by v is u, and the v's will cancel, minus f, right? Because v is common, because I take out f, the v, I'm dividing all of this by v, right? So now we are going to divide, so divide, as we have v times u minus f, so divide spelling this wrong, divided both sides by v minus, u minus f, sorry, u minus f, right? And then that will give us, so we have uf divided by u minus f equals, so v, open bracket, u minus f divided by u minus f. This cancel, right? So we are left with what? So v equals uf over u minus f. That's where we are. Alright, so this one is a little more challenging, but it's simple. Alright, so if we go step by step, the first thing we do is we need to find, since they are fractions, we need to find the least common denominator. And we see the least common denominator in this case would be v, u, and f together. V times u times f, right? And then we are going to multiply each term in the formula by the LCD, v times u times f. There we have it. Each one of them multiplied. Then we cancel out the like terms, right? Cancel them out. So if we cancel out the denominator here, we're left with uf plus vf equals vu. Then we subtract vf from both sides. We are grouping like terms. And then we factorize out the v's. I should have written that down. Right? So we factor out the v, and then we divide both sides by u minus f, and there we have our results. Alright? And as usual, I encourage you to keep practicing. Right? In order for you to do well, you must practice, 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 practice. And I say you need to practice how many times? 17 times. 17 times. And if you do that, you shall do well. Alright, so again, I encourage you to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and let me hear how you're doing, how you are being helped by these sessions. So blessings. See you next time. Peace out.